One, two, three.
Hello. Hello,
Good
everybody.
afternoon.
Whatever.
Welcome to the
Welcome
Joy and
to Sean and
Sean
Joy's Happy Hour.
Happy Hour.
Yeah, there you go. There
Everyone
you
grab
go.
your cocktail. We're going to talk cards on this edition. No. Well, welcome. So, Joy, what do you want to talk about today?
I don't know. We
How are
haven't
you
talked about
today?
Sean. I don't know. We'll talk about the snow we're getting in Western Pennsylvania.
No, my son sent me a text this morning and I said, yuck. And I sent back the beach view.
I saw that on
So you
Facebook. I
guys
just,
keep it right up there.
yeah, crazy,
What,
crazy. So,
hey,
hey,
what, yeah, like I told you, somebody posted a video of Gary Vanderchuck, if you don't know who that is. And if you do follow him, there's language, just throwing that out there. He's very raw, but very good. And he just posted something, and the headline was something to the effect, in the Jetson world, the people that act like the Flintstones will win. So we'll link the video if you haven't seen it to this when we post it on Facebook, or when you're seeing this, so you'll see the video. But we just wanted to talk about that, and I really want us to share how we're sharing that information with people that you're showing, whether that's your customers and affiliates. And that video, he even talks, so he's talking, we're in a world of technology, and even more so now with Zoom, and you do Facebook Lives and you can do all this stuff. But what he was really saying is your parents and your grandparents are the ones that really knew how to do it. And he was talking about building deep relationships.
yeah,
So if you knew somebody that passed away, you went to the family home and you took the cake or you presented something. And I love that you walking into the butcher and he's already cutting your roast beef because he knows
because he
what that
knows
you
that's what
ordered
you
every
want.
week.
Or the
Uh,
baker's dozen. The baker's
right.
dozen. I mean, they
So
created
it's
these things.
doing those
Yes.
personal touches, i.e., send out cards, that really is going to make the difference sometimes, whether you win a deal, win a relationship, win over somebody, if you're not doing that.
Yeah, 100%. I love that video, Sean. When you put that out there and showed me, I was like, oh my gosh, he's like awesome. And I actually even listened to a couple other ones that he has out there. And yeah, he's raw with it, but boy, his message is real.
It's
His message
it,
of kindness, his message, and I love the analogy about the Jetsons versus the Flintstones.
right.
Because the Flintstones are going to win because
It's
they
the
know
touch,
how to
and you
do
know
it.
what? You know what's so funny about him sharing it, that because he is so technology driven.
Hmm.
He is all about social media and doing those touches and doing the videos, and I mean that's all his training. And even his taking his family's wine business online and creating a multi-million-dollar business.
Hmm.
um, and he recognizes, and no, it is about the personal touches, it is about the thank you cards, and you really should be having those conversations with those customers. And I share, when I first started send out cards, I did all group sends. I did very little individual cards,
Hmm.
very little.
Hmm.
And but I had fun with my group sends. I didn't talk about my business, but I had fun with them. But when I transitioned into the one-to-one cards, and whether that's, it really wasn't pulling Facebook photos back then, but it was doing Google Images if somebody said something, or taking a picture with somebody and using that in the card. Those are the ones that just got the wow factor.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you try to explain to a new customer or a business that this is a sales grabbing kind of idea. It'll increase your sales, but you can't expect it. you know, it's that sending to give thing
Hmm.
that it's kind of hard to explain to people. But yeah, just think the Flintstones and the what they did, and keep that in mind, and share it with your customers and your clients and your business owners that you're sharing send out cards with, that because some don't get it nowadays.
No, they really don't. And it's interesting because today at my BNI earlier today, and it was kind of like I was talking and I said, it's about, I tell you all the time about your business, what you need to do beyond the sale, and that kind of thing. I said, but I'm going to talk about you now. Mother's Day is May 8th. I know you got a mom, or sister, but I said, but what about people in your office? How about people you work with? How about people that that are moms? What kind of an impact getting a card now for this, recognizing that, that has nothing to do with your business.
Right.
Those are the kind of things that are going to make an impact.
Yeah.
Of course, I had these blank looks on the guy's faces like, oh, Mother's Day's right.
Well, and I think the point he makes in, are you just reaching out to your customers when you're looking for money?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that'll hit home with a lot of people. And I think if you get them, you don't kind of put them on the spot, but you present it to like, do you have people that you're a customer for, and the only time you hear from them is when they want you to buy something from them?
Or
The worst phone call
something.
is, hey, how are you today? How's everything going? Oh, while I got you on the phone, let me talk to you about blah, 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 blah. That's a terrible transition phone call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if that's the only type of phone, and again, you want them to feel that like, oh yeah, I got 3 or 4 guys that do that to me, or salespeople that do that to me. Then that gets them thinking, am I doing that to some of my clients? Am I
Right.
only reaching out when I want a sale from them or I want cash from them, as Gary kind of
Right.
talked about?
Yeah. And the same thing when you flip around, somebody gets a card from you and they thank you, and it's kind of like, okay, imagine what your customers would feel like.
Sure.
Imagine what your client would feel like if they got something like this randomly from you in the car or in the mail. I said, that's the thing. Yeah, I think one of the key things that he said in the video is about, we're all very, very friendly with our clients when we want money and we want something,
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times when I'm talking to realtors and trying to understand that stat that's out there, that 18 months later, a home buyer doesn't remember the realtor's name. What a shame. Because, and I've had people point blank tell me, well, they only buy a house every 4 to 5 years. It's like, so in that 4 or 5 year time frame, let's talk business, since business is so high on your list, how many people do you think they came in contact in the last 4 to 5 years, and what's their sphere of influence? And do you want them to have don't you want your name to be top of mind to them when their neighbor needs to sell their house?
You're not training them to be a sales force and a referral source for you.
Yeah.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I just think it's, for the majority of the blinders are on. Where's my next deal coming from? I remember going through mortgage training when I was with a mortgage company, and they had an outside person come in, and same thing, like, oh, you took the application, and how are you? And you're talking probably every 2 or 3 days. And did you find a house yet? And, oh my gosh, will you golf? Oh, I golf. You want to? Oh, we should go golfing. Great. Close of the deal. On to the next person. And you just totally just were like, well, that one's done. So all of that rapport building that you did stopped.
Yep.
And what did that? So that customer's like, wow, did they really like me? Did they really? Where if that would continue with a card, a card, a card, and we know we're preaching to the choir, but it's kind of our job to teach people what we know and what works. So you can get if you do a great job and you've got 100 clients out there that you did a great job for, and what if they sent you one deal a month? And not now real estate, that'd be a little overblown, but hey, okay. But I mean, think about one a year.
I was
You'd have
gonna say one
100
a year would
deals.
be good,
You'd have 100 extra deals from your clients.
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
Yeah. Think you can
I
handle
think so. Oh my God, I'd have to hire an assistant. Well, okay.
We have a virtual assistant program.
Maybe that's how you lead the conversation. Do you have an assistant yet? No. Well, you're going to need one because I'm going to show you how you're going to get 100 deals extra a month or year.
Yeah, there you go.
What?
There you go.
Would that get
Perfect.
somebody's attention?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's long after the sale that's gonna get you it's gonna move you forward. People have to be appreciated, and when you start getting messages every day, every other day where people are saying, oh, thank you for the card, thanks for being so kind. That's what you want.
Yeah.
You want that because now you're top of the mind. I had somebody tell me the other day, they said, I have so many cards from you. I said, well, that's good.
I had a high school friend in Florida. She was in for a wedding, and she's like, "Hey, let's go out to breakfast, Greg." Breakfast. She goes, and she went, "You know what? I really appreciate all the cards you sent me. I and I could tell it was sincere. I could tell it was from here. And then I get embarrassed. I'm like, well, that's what I do. I mean, that, I don't do it for that. But I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Chalk one up. You're doing the right thing and you're doing it the right way. And you're making your little world a better place. And that's what we can do. And we all do that. So the next time you're sending a card, just keep that Flintstone theme in mind. Flintstones. Meet the
Yeah, but
So now everyone has that in their head. As you're sending cards, you're doing the Flintstone theme song in your head.
yeah.
So
Yeah. And I like at the very beginning when he talks about, your mother, your grandmother, and so many people say, well, card sending's old fashioned. Well, guess what? Old fashioned's gonna pull your head.
still works.
Yeah.
It still works.
Nobody will ever not appreciate getting a card in the mail.
Well, it's a couple of mine probably because of what I send, but other than that, but those are really my true friends. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
get my humor. No,
Yeah,
no, you're right. I
exactly. But
mean,
I mean, it just, the point is they will never not appreciate it,
absolutely.
and it has 100% open rate. And we didn't even do that survey, a card company did a survey,
Right.
so,
Yeah.
but we know. So don't just depend on everything technical, folks. You do have to do your blogs. And we have a newsletter that goes out every month. You do that because it does get your name out there. But the beauty is that physical, tangible touch
Yeah.
card.
So yeah, just educate your customers who you're showing, and maybe use it. In our Jetson world, and everybody will know what you get because you watch the Jetson. You're watching that cartoon from the '60s, and you're like, oh my god, we do teleconferencing like that. Oh look, I went to the doctor like that. Oh wow, we did homeschool education. Yeah, they all get it. And the
Mhm.
Flintstone way is the ones that are going to win, or they're just doing the extra touches that really do make a deeper impact with people. So
Yeah,
it's educating, your clients
yeah,
without, taking them to task if they're not doing it.
yeah.
So,
And like Sean said, I know we're talking to the choir here. We get this. You got to find a way to make sure your customers get it.
yeah.
I mean, that's the message you've got to get across to them.
And some won't if they don't sign up immediately until they get the fourth or fifth card from you without any expectation.
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, I have
Yeah, and
people,
that's very interesting you say that because I think in the last 2 weeks I've had more people from way back in the day,
yeah.
way back that I've sent cards and cards and cards to that have surfaced this,
Right.
you know.
And I think the last year has
So,
kind of taught people I don't have the face to face. How am I going to do, you know, get that kind of goodwill feeling to somebody? It's kind of
mhm,
hard through Zoom. Um, so what are the other touches I can do? So I think people are looking. I mean, I know they're looking.
mhm.
There's millions of people out there looking for what we have. We just have to get out there and share it with them. So,
Right, right. And
yep.
then the last plug in this whole conversation, think about the offbeat holiday kind of things. You're looking for something
Uh,
unique you can send to people, you
yeah.
know? Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and I joke, I tell people that first springtime card I sent where I got 8 mortgages out of it. I
Hmm.
bet you I could have sent the same exact card 7 more times that year and still got deals because it was the right time for them,
Yeah,
not for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, have fun with it and share that with your clients and say, a Groundhog Day. Who sends Groundhog Day cards? St. Patrick's Day card, Mother's Day. If you're not sitting Sunday, Mother's Day, going through Facebook and pulling that, and just do flat cards. Here's the picture, and on the back, Happy Mother's Day 2021. Kids are posting with their moms are posting with their mom. So if you're not doing that, and if you're not coaching people to do that, shame on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Well, hey, you know what? You can actually even take that one step further, Sean, on that. It's like, hey, do you have a favorite Mother's Day picture? Who would you like to send it
yeah,
to?
yeah,
Now you, instead of you sending it for them, you know, here's a link. Go ahead and send it for free. Here's a
yeah,
link. Go ahead and send
absolutely.
it for free, kind of thing. So you can kind of go that, but you're 100% right. Easter. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
sent out over 70 some Easter cards after
yeah,
Easter,
yeah.
with photos,
And don't get
so
hung up on that. They're gonna show up on Thursday and Friday. It doesn't matter. It's their picture. They're gonna keep it. It's gonna go on
that's
their
exactly
fridge.
right.
It's
That's
gonna go in
exactly
a
right.
frame. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I kid when I put in the cards, I said, hey, if I'd have got this to you on time, I wouldn't have been able to put this picture in. You know?
That's a good point.
So,
Sorry it's late, but you got a beautiful picture that you posted.
yeah, that's
I
right.
like
That's
that.
right. Yeah. Just something like that. So, okay, folks.
All
Hey,
right.
have a great
Hope
week.
that helps.
We'll post that video below too, so you
Yeah.
can kind of watch and, and see where his heart is and.
He's
what
good
it's
to
all-
follow. He doesn't pull any punches, and like I said, there is some language. So if you're offended by that, don't follow him because it's in almost every video. But
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's right to the punch, and he tells you how it is. So and
Yeah, I
and
like, I don't know if you watched the one video that he had on there. He says he wants to build an empire, but he wants to know that that empire was built on being kind.
perfect.
Not because you're stepping on people's feet,
Right.
not because you're fighting your way to the top, it's just, I want them to know when they look at my building, it was built because I was kind to everybody that helped me build it.
Perfect.
So yeah, it was good. So awesome. All right,
All right.
Sean, have a great one,
You
everybody.
too. Take
And
care.
we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.